Them charging £60 a year for online to play with my friends. I think it's time for me to move on to PC.
I've always had an interest in PC gaming, but I've always been under the impression that PC gaming would be expensive since of all the upgrades and all the new parts that you need to get for the computers.
Everybody to my channel. I am U12C and I'm here to tell you about the exciting world of PC gaming and how easy it is to get into the market. And that's what I'm going to be showing you today in my show. Esports titles can be easily played on the cheapest of computers, and that's exactly what we're doing today. Today's episode is Esports for All, and that episode title is right on the money. We're going to be showing you how to get into the right mindset to be playing esports games. People might tell you always need the latest graphics card, the latest processor to play these esports games, but that is just not true. Here we have the Dell Optiplex 3040. This particular model has the i3-6100. Mine didn't actually come with any of the RAM installed, neither did it have any hard drive space or a graphics card, but that's not a problem. We went ahead and purchased some of these parts, but don't worry if I'm getting too far ahead. I'm going to be running through all of it with you in our little build-up guide.
A 16GB kit of RAM from Amazon, an M.2 SSD. This is where Windows will be installed. A 1TB hard drive. Plenty of space for our games and software. Graphics card, the 1050 Ti will help to run our games at smooth frame rates. And then there's our base system, the i3-6100, a good starting point for any budget PC. Hands, thermal paste, screwdriver, and everything we mentioned earlier. A clear flat surface will aid in the building of our computer. Please make sure that your PC is oriented just like mine. Pull this blue switch down. This will release the side panel. The blue tabs here hold down the heat shroud. It will easily slide off once you push these in. This one can be fiddly, but there's a padlock symbol to help you identify if it's locked or unlocked. Gently pull up these three blue tabs. This will allow the hard drive bay to lift up. There are 4 screws that stick up and surround the heatsink. Unscrew them here. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. We are going to clean this and then move on to the rest of the components. Next, we're going to be doing our RAM. There is a notch on the RAM stick. This lines up with the notch that you can see on the motherboard slot. For optimal RAM performance, place them in slot 2 and 4. We have no idea how old this thermal paste is, so we're going to renew it with a pea-sized blob of the new thermal paste we got from Amazon. Once the thermal paste is on, the heatsink goes back over the CPU. This will help to keep the temperatures low when running your games. Please make sure that this cable is facing upwards to the top of the computer. Line up the screws on the heatsink with the holes on the motherboard, and then screw them in a diagonal pattern. Next is our M.2 SSD. We got this off Amazon. Please make sure that the label is facing up, and then when you slot it in, placing it into the small black notch. All new SSDs will come with one of these little screws. Screw this in to the top of the M.2 SSD. There is a little notch that lines up with the hole on the motherboard. Next, our graphics card. Carefully slot this in to the black slot that you can see on the video. This only goes in one way, so don't worry too much about getting it in the wrong way. Place down the retention clip to keep the graphics card from moving. We're going to have a closer look. This computer uses DDR3L RAM specifically, emphasis on the L. Please make sure that you buy the correct RAM when building this computer. This little cable will go into this white slot right up here. The heat shroud goes straight back on, just like this. Now we're putting in our hard drive. There are two little grey notches that lines up with the computer. Place these in and then ease it into the slot. Now the front panel goes back on. Give it a light slap once it's lined up to make sure it's correctly put in. Now our side panel goes back on. We are all finished. Don't feel bad if you need to go back and rewatch any sections.
Heroic individual. Each champion has unique
My friends have all just started playing Valorant, so being able to hop on with them without having an online subscription makes a huge difference for me.
I know I can do the work in the computer lab at the university, but doing it from home without breaking my bank is a lot easier. It saves a lot of time and it saved me a lot of money.
Well, that's the end of our show. I really hope you have enjoyed watching and have learnt something new and maybe inspired you to get into the PC world. In the next episode, we're going to be going and increasing our budget to up to £300, and I'll be showing you that you can have the best possible experience on a very tight budget. But that's all we have time for today. I hope to see you guys in the next one.